time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we are talking about magical techniques for self-care in The Witch's Book of Self-Care by Erin Murphy Hiscock. Oh, if we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It's very nice to meet you. And if you have been here before, it's so lovely to see you back. Holy crap, I love you guys. Hello, Spence. Hello, Doll. Hello, Christina. Super love you guys. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day. This starts... I have some typos, hold on. Near your domain. So if you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below. My coffee is too hot to drink. I should wait on that. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. As you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Aww. Right on time, yay! Good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm super excited to see you guys. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet.
Okay, that was time.
Sorry about that. Let's yank you right out. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach as far down as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot I was watching your stream. If you are just joining us, we just did our morning grounding ritual. If you are interested in more meditations like this one, but more exploratory, you might want to look at subscribing to my Patreon, where I will be releasing 2 a month to help you on your supernatural journey. Until then, you can join me for coffee in the mornings here on YouTube. That's also a sign that you're relaxing. That's all there is to it. Good morning, Katarina. Good morning, Jace. Happy birthday, Jace. By the way, if you are interested in karaoke with Jace for his birthday today, it starts at 3 Eastern and wraps up at 6 Eastern. Please come. You don't have to sing if you don't wanna. You can just enjoy. Meditation toots. Yeah, forgot that I was doing the thing. Many happy returns, Jace. Good morning, birthday boy. I'm starting early on my warm-ups. I'm planning to do some prints, so I gotta get loose and hot. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Drowning in stickers at the moment. Actually, I thought these were stickers, but they're not. They're like, there's no sticky part. They're just like pieces of paper. I'm lucky that I have like one of these like sticky things, so anything can be a sticker. All right. Let us do our self-care poll for the day. Yesterday, we talked about releasing guilt through a burning bowl. Just getting back from a phone call from the grandma. So glad you still get to talk to your grandma. That's awesome. Anything can become a sticker with some glue. Yeah, this is glue tape with a little dispenser. I saw a planner on YouTube that more and more planners were using them and using them to like tape in their paintings and illustrations and printouts and stuff. So you missed which part? First part was from Mora. I don't understand. The Hanged Woman, who's apparently an aerialist. Where's the bottom half? There it is. Okay. Hanged woman. Nab it. There we are. Ba-ba. Suspended in time when all is up in the air. This is a stage where you feel stuck between the momentum of the future and the speculation of the past. Delays and indecision are to be expected, and it is in your best interest to prolong any decision making. Which is weird because the last couple of days was like decisions, and now it's like, watch out on those decisions. Think outside of yourself and try to your best to see the big picture. This inconspicuous small moment, could bring big impact. Feeling stuck with nowhere to go is temporary. Constant activity keeps the ego busy, but by practicing patience, you are allowing other opportunities to unfold for you. Give yourself permission to receive. Delay instant gratification, and put in the time and effort so that you can see your big vision come to life, which has been themed this week, hasn't it? Well, within the past 5 days anyway. Ask yourself what tiny thing you can give up now to get to the end goal. Sacrifice small pleasures to invest in your long-term success. Right? Exactly. Precisely. Oh my gosh. And that's not true that it's not a good card. It just means that there are going to be some small sacrifices, but there is a level of wisdom that comes with the hanged man, or the hanged woman in this case. So, and retrospection and kind of like telling the future and all of that stuff. It's not a bad card. It's kind of neutral. Kind of like the Hermit is a bad card. It's not a bad card. Just, delays instant gratification, makes pained noise. There are going to be some sacrifices to be made, so invest heavily in goats. It's funny. Okay. Sometimes it is good to just be thoughtful as you trade problems for better problems. Indeed. Indeed. All right. Living authentically is what we were talking about yesterday, right? And it looks like in chapter 2, we talk about a spell to help recognize the real you. So, shadow work, without calling it as such. I'm on a roll this morning, not looking forward to the cliff I roll off of. Yeah. Magical techniques for self-care. This book proposes a variety of magical techniques to use in your practice of self-care. Most of them are easy and accessible, and others ask for minor purchases of herbs or stones. Stones don't need to be huge. Even a small stone possesses natural energy that you can draw on to help support your own. Oh yeah, size doesn't matter. It's completely aesthetic. There's always a cliff. Paint the tunnel on a rock wall. Most of the herbs can be found in a grocery store. Some can be used in oil form. Essential oils may seem expensive, but they're concentrated and last a long time with proper storage away from light. Here are some of the magical techniques you will explore through this book. Creative visualization, which is something I'm really big on with my meditations and stuff. It's a really big part of my witchcraft. I didn't realize it when I was young, and I called it dissociation when I was young, but I only fell for that trick once. Never let me live it down. Were you called out for daydreaming or having an overactive imagination as a child? Creative visualization is a technique that uses your powers of imagination and concentration to create an image of the reality you're working for. That's one way of looking at it. It's more focused than daydreaming and requires you to create what you're visualizing with care. Essentially, by visualizing a potential situation and lending it energy, you're fueling it and giving it more power. Creative visualization also works in a negative way. This is why you need to catch yourself in the act if your mind goes off on a tangent imagining something terrible. You don't want to give a negative outcome any more power or fuel than it already possesses. On a similar note, meditation. Meditation offers your mind a break by allowing it to disengage from the ongoing commotion of the world around you. It has physical benefits, such as slowing heart rate and lowering blood pressure. Mentally, it improves concentration and counters stress, depression, and anxiety, as well as fighting recursive negative thinking. Spiritually, it fosters calm, serenity, and a sense of peace and harmony with the universe. The types of meditation explored in this book include mindfulness meditation and breathing meditation, both very simple practices that encourage self-care. Breathing exercises, which I often start my meditations with. That's also how I get to sleep. That's how I'm really big on breathing exercises. Relaxation exercises actually taught me how to sleep. Breathing exercises allow you to pay attention to what is otherwise an autonomous function. For an autonomous function, it's impressive how much improvement you can realize with a bit of attention to the process. By taking control of your breathing, you can affect the depth and rhythm of your intake and release of oxygen. In turn, that can benefit your brain function, your heart rate, the health of your body in general, and more. Breathing exercises can also do double duty as meditation. My life has been a series of overcomplicated plots trying to chase things I'd never catch right off cliff drops that should have killed me, but somehow I'm still here. That is my life. That was my life. And I've worked very hard to change my life for the better. I know, right? Oh, honey. All right, herbal magic. What's the difference between herbal magic and herbalism? Herbalism works on a medicinal level. Magic works with the energies of the plant. The two are not mutually exclusive. For example, there are tea recipes in this book that incorporate both herbal magic and medicinal herbalism. Mainly, however, the energies of the flowers, shrubs, herbs, and trees are used to support and encourage self-care magically as opposed to medicinally for the physical body. Herbal magic can be used in aromatherapy, incense, oils, sachets, powders, charms, and as a supportive magical technique for other kinds of magic. That's awesome, Katerina. Moving forward, always forward. Live in the moment, move forward. That's one of the targets I've been chasing. So far, nothing but a highlight reel of spectacular faceplants. Oh. I'm sorry, honey. Long movie of tragic slapstick. Candle magic. Apart from candles providing an excellent way to create welcoming atmosphere, candle magic is simple and serene. It can be simple as lighting a candle and enjoying the beauty of the flame and the scent, or it can be complicated, involving carving words into the candle or drilling holes in the wax, which you then fill with herbs and or oils. I actually need some tapers to do that with, or something that's not in a jar. You know what I mean? I have all the stuff to do it. I just need a candle to do it too. Candles provide an easy way to engage in self-care. You don't need to invest in expensive ones, although seeking out the cheapest options often means you might end up with a poorly made candle that burns unevenly, smoke, and leave messy black soot on the walls. You can also purchase your own ingredients and supplies and enjoy rolling, dipping, or pouring your candles, which allows you to add powdered dry herbs and oils to the candles as they are being made. Here are some tips for candles. Buy a box of any size mason jars or grab them when you see them at thrift stores and use them as candle holders, either for tea lights or for pillars. Tie a ribbon or a raffia around each jar for rustic charm. Make sure the ribbon or raffia isn't too close to the top of the jar so it's safe from the flame. Swap the colors of the ribbon or raffia as the seasons change if you like. That's weird. Usually the color of the ribbon matters. I am the embodiment of negging pickup line, which I do not condone. Hey, did you fall from heaven because it looks like you landed on your face? No, Raven, bad. Bad. Grease the inside of the bottom of the jar with petroleum jelly or olive oil to help prevent the candle from sticking to the bottom once it is finished burning. Oh, that's a good idea. Always use a proper candle snuffer to put out the flame instead of trying to blow out the flame to avoid spattering the wax. Also, if you're doing spell work with a candle, there is a thought that if you are blowing out the candle, you are blowing away all the energies that would have supported your spell. So, candle snuffer. Did some cleaning. Awesome. Lovely to see you back. We're talking about candles. Well, I'm talking about candles. I don't know what everybody else is talking about. Look for soy candles or ones with a high percentage of beeswax. Not only do they burn more cleanly, they also release fewer harmful chemicals into the air and are likely to be made under better working conditions. There is a company called the Bee People that they are usually at Pensick, they're usually at the Ren Fair, all of that stuff. They're a little expensive, but honestly, they're made better. They are made right there on site. They get their bee. I mean, they all have bees, and they all make their own wax. So I strongly recommend the bee people. I don't know if they do things online. I've only ever seen them in person. My favorite pickup lines are, "Hey, I see you're wearing pants. Cool. I'm going to rip off your shirt and yell at your boobies." I don't recommend using them, but they're funny. I like, "That's a very nice dress you're wearing. It would look better in a crumpled heap on my bedroom floor." I always let my candles burn themselves out naturally as a way of limiting the scope of the energies I'm putting out. I do that with tea lights, but I do not do that with tapers or pillar candles. I don't think of my lore work as spells per se, but the dynamic is undeniably similar. It's pagan rituals and witch rituals are very similar, but I think our intention and our energy work makes it different from the pagan practice. The actions are generally the same, but how we treat the object and how you treat the object are going to be a little bit different. How do you like your eggs in the morning? Unfertilized, go away. Yeah. I use crystal journey candles, which burn completely away. Oh, cool. The bee folks, they do have a website. They do things on the internet. I mean, like, you can order them on the internet, because I will totally buy tapers from them if I can and make spell candles out of them. Bee folks, is that what you're talking about? Yes, they do have a webpage. Cool. Good candles are expensive, but worth it. I've gotten a couple of really good candles, but they're already done in jars and stuff. And I don't want to pry them out. So I just burn them for the sake of burning them and smelling good. Have you seen my happiness lately? I could have sworn I saw it in your eyes. Oh. Practice sensible fire safety around candles. Don't leave them unattended, and make sure there is nothing flammable around them. All right. Crystal and gem magic. Like candles, crystals and other stones can be a passive part of your self-care, or they can take a more active part if you charge or program them to direct their energies toward a specific purpose. Oh, their honey is amazing. Yeah, I love their honey. You have a nice smile. Let's fuck. My brother used to use that line, and he said 1 out of 10 would succeed. He would take a lot of like slaps and drinks to the face and all of that, but 1 out of 10 women would actually be like, "Yeah, you got a shot. Let's do it." So with a ratio like that, why not? Meadow maple was my favorite, but that was apparently a happy accident they haven't been able to recreate. Oh. I lost my teddy bear. Will you sleep with me? Yeah. Gang, for that to be a statistic, it must be tenacious. Yeah. Crystals and stones are terrific little batteries with native energy that you can access easily. They're generally small enough to slip into a pocket or bag, Or I just got a whole bunch of spell bags, by the way. So if you guys want some spell bags, I'll be putting some together here pretty soon. I have all the stuff. Now I have the bags to put them in. So I will have 3 that are available for purchase. Or I'll give them as gifts. I don't know yet. That would only work from your perspective. I think if a man said that to a woman, that would come off much worse. Nice face, must take it out for a canter. Honesty, yeah. Admittedly, it was not directed at me. They're generally small enough to slip into a pocket or bag, or you can find a jewelry set with stones that align with your desired goal. For instance, I have a turquoise necklace that I use for travel. I also have some soul armor that is a stone I never use otherwise. But it looks ghostly. Like, oh, I love it. I'll have to look it up, but stones are reusable too. Give them a good cleansing. See the instructions for cleansing, purifying later in this chapter, and they're good to go again. Usually when I decide that a stone is like, I'll cleanse the stone when I get it, and then I'll devote it to a purpose, and then that's that. I might recharge it every now and again, but I need to recharge my divination kit. Mine range from wild cheesy to insane inappropriate, but I only use on Charlie when he's feeling particularly down. Aww. This is good stuff. Magical basics. The main focus of this book is not to teach the basics of magical practice. However, in the interest of giving everyone a level playing field, what follows are some bare bones foundational techniques that will be called on in this book. For a more in-depth look at magical techniques, please see my books Power, Spellcraft for Life, and Solitary Wicca for Life. Center and ground. This is an essential magical technique that ties especially well into self-care. It's a practice that can calm agitated personal energy, replenish low personal energy, and create a sense of belonging, connection, and reassurance. Oh, my mom's still in the hospital. She wasn't discharged. Oh, sorry. I just worried sick for my mom. I use hematite throughout the year and then discard it. There's like 3 of them now in the fountain outside the Frederick U Church by now. Oh. I shattered the garnet in a ring that I wore for 20 years, maybe longer. I left it at the grave of Marie Laveau in New Orleans. The actual grave, not the touristy grave. Part of my yearly cleansing is to set the hematite ring from that year aside and replace it with a new one. That's cool. You could just recharge the hematite. You don't have to discard it. Or you can give it to another person. You don't gotta throw them away. I understand the need for renewal and discarding the energies of the past, but if you're willing to be just a little witchy about it, or you can hand it to a witch like Irene or someone similar, they might be able to reset it for you so that you don't have to toss it out and you still have your renewal. It's just maintenance, basic maintenance. Last year's ring actually broke, so that one is a genuine wash. Yeah, I broke the garnet ring. It was a ring of protection, so I left it in honor of my brother who had passed away 2 days prior. A day prior. I think I found out the same day. What? Stop. In the words of Leslie Jordan, well, shit. Your frustration and worry is so valid, and I'm still sending your mommy lovely woo-woos. Last year's ring actually broke, yeah. Yeah. So something to consider. You may not need to throw them out. You could probably send it for maintenance. You can send it for maintenance and still get another ring while you're waiting. If you're using it for protection, or you're using it for circulation, or you're, like whatever reason you're using it for. This is okay, so center and ground. All right. Oh, this is the same thing that I just did with you guys. Yeah, I just did this with you guys. So we can skip that. A magic circle is an energy barrier created to delineate a sacred space in which to worship, a container created to protect what is inside or to keep unwanted energy out, and provides a way to collect focused energy while it is raised before that energy is released toward a goal. That is the longest sentence I've ever seen. Holy crap. I create sanctums. I don't do circles. If I make the space sacred, then I have no need for circles. Oh, it's okay, Nicole. We're still early. Put it aside. But that's probably something I'm going to rework, so I'm not just burning through rings wastefully like that. Another way you can rock it out is to start stringing them on a chain. So you still get the impact that they've had on your life and the impact that they've had on you, like as an entity. So you can look at the past and you can look at the future. And you have the power, the energy, should I say, still in those items, right? You can put it on a key ring, you can put it on a necklace, you know, whatever. I put them on key rings. I don't think I have mine around me, actually. I used to keep it on my phone, but the clippy thing broke. I'm not sure where they are now. However, for those, you might not always need a circle, but how to cast one is a good technique to know, because the circle can also function as a personal shield to ward off negative energy. Especially if you do traveling, circles can be useful. I just make armor, but circles of protection can also be a thing. I just feel like traveling with circles is harder. I have the power! In this string of rings I've been collecting for 20 years. What? Not as impressive as the Sword of Power. I dare say equally as cool. Just a collection of hematite rings. I think that's awesome. I think there's a lot to be said for a talisman made of hematite rings that you've been gathering over the years. That would be a really cool talisman. All right, so casting a circle. Do you guys want to know how to do that? I know a lot of you are green, but oh, she uses ribbon. Oh, she visualizes ribbon. You can... Something of a sword fetishist. Yeah. Okay, so the way she does this is a way simpler version than I know. I'll go into her version. First you center and ground yourself, which is, you know, standard for pretty much any work you're going to do. It kind of like helps to put you in a mindset that is prepared to do spell work, or prepared to do like what we're doing right now, prepared to do shadow work, prepared to do this. It just kind of like prepares you for the day, for whatever stress you're gonna suffer. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Okay, draw energy up from the earth into your core and let it down the arm of your dominant hand. Imagine that earth energy that you just pulled in. You remember how you threw your roots into the earth? You're taking that energy from the earth, siphoning it through your hand, drawing a circle around you with this energy. You can imagine a ribbon, you can pour salt, you can, you know, like whatever boundary that works for you. Just make sure the energy is in an even circle around you, which is why it's better to do it standing. This says you can either turn in slowly in place, or you can walk around the perimeter. Finish the circle by meeting the other energies that you started with. Once the ring of energy is complete, visualize the energies stretching up to form walls, then continuing to dome over your head. Visualize a similar hemisphere under you so that the energy surrounds you completely like a sphere. When your work is complete, visualize this in reverse so that you bring your circle back down. I strongly recommend if you do a circle, remember to break it. Remember to undo it. You don't want to break it because other stuff can come in. Point your hand at where the circle began and ended and trace it in reverse, imagining the energy flowing back into your hand, up your arm, to your core, back to the earth. Yeah. And then on a similar note, she talks about sacred space. So we talked about sacred space a lot with the Home Witch, the House Witch book. My favorite thing to do is to make a guardian. First, I'll cleanse everything. I'll purify everything. I don't banish because that would imply that I need to replace it with positive energy. I just try to clean up because what I do is I make the place positive to begin with, and then it gets cluttered. So if you have a negative energy in your house, then I would banish and put positive energy in its place. The book we are reading now is The Witch's Book of Self-Care by the same author. So my favorite thing to do is to, so it's kind of like making a circle. What I do is I get a figure that the spirit is going to rest in. I try and get a figure that would suit the kind of spirit that I'm trying to ask for. I asked, most recently, I made a guardian for my blanket fort, which I think of as a temple of sorts. So what I did is I asked Kali to send a spirit to protect my space from combat, from destruction, from altercation. I want it to be a place of peace. And I got a figure for the kind of spirit that I wanted. It turned out that I got a spirit that basically fights fire with fire. So anyone who would come into my blanket fort with the intent of arguing would feel terrible doing it. Or something terrible would happen to them, basically. So I invite the spirit in. I show the spirit where they're going to be spectating, guarding, watching over. All over the place, wherever. And sometimes I'm like, you could do this, but you don't have to. The one in the bedroom totally does. They do everything I asked. Everything I asked. I don't know about this guy. I think I wrote about it. Did I write about it? Arg. Hold up. Did I get a name? I did not get a name. Oh, his name is Gorlock. And they always want a price. They always want a reward of some kind of homage. The one in my bedroom likes money. The one for my blanket fort likes bones. So I have the jaw of what I think was a possum. And that is, he's more than happy with that. And he likes attention. So he likes places of honor. He likes, he likes being in the center of the shrine or on top of the shrine, or he likes being the focus of attention. So, oh, and I ground him. I make sure that he's hanging out with us. Hi, Heather. So this whole guardian thing is a ritual. And when I say ritual, I mean that I take a bunch of spells and I make a big spell out of it. I was exporting the new video and soon it will be uploaded. This is the time of day when I'm doing that. No problem. I am the audiobook in the background. I totally get it. No worries. I don't know why the jaw of a possum brought this in mind, but did you? I did not, but we can do that today. Hi, Heather. Hi, Heather. So I like doing rituals, so I'll make a sigil for each step because each step is a separate spell. So for summoning a guardian, I summon, I present, hold on. I ask the goddess, I summon the guardian. I present, I ground, and I throw some kind of homage. And this recent one that I did completely digitally. My sigils and stuff. I did it on my iPad. And I didn't have to worry about ashes and stuff. Deleting it from my iPad. That is probably the witchiest I ever get. And I'll usually dress the part or I'll be naked, depending on the situation. Okay, we'll see you on the flip side later on. See you later. So that's how I make my sanctums. You don't have to be nearly that complicated. I just like having guards. I like having other people doing the watching for me. And I think Spence might benefit from guardians because you're not the only force in your house. Good Good luck, Christina. If you have lots of energy flying around in your house, I recommend a guardian or some walls, like we just talked about the circles. You can make permanent walls, and you can make them closer to your body. I make armor when I travel so that I'm protected when I go out and about. Actually, that's a good question. Hey, doll, when you do astral projection slash traveling, like, do you arm up? Do you protect yourself when you're out there? Or are you, yeah, how do you go about that? I prepared like, whoa. I think I over prepared the first time I went. But it was kind of needed because I got spit into the middle realm, like right out of the gate. I was expecting to go to the low realm, and that's not what happened. I've been thinking of doing something like that. Definitely making some kind of St. Bridget's crosses for the first out of my son's pipe cleaners. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, it doesn't gotta be horn husk or straw or anything like that. It could be pipe cleaner. We used paper. We used flower seed paper for our bridges crosses last year before the pandemic. Just doing the card pulls for today. So, yeah, making a sanctum out of your space. It also makes it like, the way I feel about it is it makes the space that you want to keep clean finite. So in order to keep it sacred, you keep it clean. And the rest of the house can be like wacky. But that space, and like we talked about in the House Witch, you can do it room by room, or you can do it at the hearth and make it your entire house. But I feel like doing it room by room makes it easier to clean, to organize, to find homes for things. Yeah, I'm doing it room by room, and my house is pretty organized because my husband is a neat freak. Granted, I need to clean up the living room, but I still have stuff from the weekend that is here, and that is unnecessary. All right, it is 11 o'clock. We talked about miscellaneous techniques for self-care and miscellaneous stuff that, cleansing and purifying objects and mindfulness, which is all stuff that we know, right? Tomorrow we'll talk about journaling for self-care. I use my book of mirrors for that. I record everything witchy that I do, and so much of my life is witchy, so probably gonna do another purge. That's cool. In the process of reorganizing. I'm proud of you guys. That's awesome. if I can be supportive in any way, man, let me know. I know what it's like to live like that, and I know how hard it is to come out. And I'm glad it's a we thing and not just a you thing. All right, if you liked this video at any point, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see what's going on for the rest of this book, like we're talking about journaling and yep, journaling and rituals regarding journaling. And then we'll get into chapter 2, which is mental and emotional self-care and having goals. It's mostly me. Oh, hold on. Holy crap. Whoa. Might do a purge soon. Okay. Sorry, I got like a massive skip. So is Katarina. That's awesome. Well, we're stopped in the middle of reorganizing and purging. I'm on day 2 of my 3 days off. Be careful with those days off because things can start to mount up again. 15 minutes a day. Also, even on your days off, like if you take 15 minutes just to like touch base, I find it's easier to make progress as time goes on. I have to do the same because I need to pack up Rhoda's stuff, and it's easier for her to cart out or me to ship it to her when she can take it. That's a great idea, getting her stuff out of your house, or at least prepared to get out of your house. And it is so cool that you're all decluttering. We're definitely going to purge too in the next couple of weeks. We're looking for another apartment. That's exciting. It's mostly me because it's mostly my stuff. Mr. Spence is quite the minimalist. In the meantime, I've got plenty of my own stuff I need to go through and toss out the unnecessary shit. I try to be minimalist, but it isn't my nature. I understand the desire to be minimalist, especially when you feel like the space isn't yours. I lived minimalistically for a really long time. Mostly when I was homeless, but I basically had the clothes on my back. Everything else went into storage. And I'm still assessing the things that are in storage. Dave and I have been purging to get ready for the move next fall. Figured to do it now instead of panicking later. I think that's a great idea. I think that's an awesome idea. I'm so glad you guys are like, making your spaces sacred, like, and whatever that means to you. And step 1 is usually to clean it, right? Both physically and spiritually. I use Florida water to cleanse spiritually. It also makes everything smell good. Kind of deodorizes everything. I just read the phrase, a large boulder the size of a small boulder. That makes my head hurt too. If you liked this, okay, I'm actually like doing my outro for sure. All right. If you like this video at any point, please hit the like button. If you would like to see what's up with the rest of this book, please subscribe. And if you think about it, ring the bell, because YouTube may or may not actually notify you regarding when I go live and whatnot. You actually have to select the thing to get notifications. If you are interested in supporting me, I do have a Patreon. I'm also wondering, should I vary up the meditations that I do in the mornings here? Like different kinds of grounding and centering rituals? But I will catch you guys. Benefit of living here another year, yeah. Yeah. I will catch you guys on the flip side.